Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Saurabh Saronke. Today we are going to talk about contiguous memory allocation in an operating system using multiprogramming fixed tasks. So before proceeding, let me tell you about contiguous memory. So a contiguous memory is a memory that is continuous in nature. Suppose, consider this is a memory. So if suppose this is a block of memory of 1 KB, then the contiguous means the memory instant after that block, instantly after that one block, that is after this memory comes, this block of memory comes, then after this block of memory comes. This is known as continuous in nature, that is contiguous memory. So if you have understood about contiguous memory, then let me tell you that memory is usually divided into two partitions, one for the residing operating system and one for the user processes. So we can place the operating system in either lower part of the memory or the higher part. Usually this memory is usually the operating system is kept in the lower part of the memory. Now you will wonder that why only the lower part. This is because this is depends upon the interrupt vector. So now let me tell you about interrupt vector. What an interrupt vector is? It is the memory allocation of an interrupt handler which gives priority to the interrupts and saves them in the queue if more than one interrupt is waiting to be handled. So now you have known that the operating system is always kept in the lower memory. So now I'll tell you that operating system, this contiguous memory is partitioned into two phases, that is MFT and MVT. MFT stands for multiprogramming fixed tasks and MVT stands for multiprogramming variable tasks. So in this video we are going to learn about multiprogramming fixed tasks. So what is multiprogramming fixed tasks? MFT is one of the oldest memory management techniques in which the memory is partitioned into fixed size partitions and each job is assigned to a partition. The memory assigned to a partition does not change. This is known as MFT, that is multiprogramming fixed tasks. So friends, let's move toward example. This example is related to the multiprogramming fixed tasks of contiguous memory. So we have a total memory of 450 plus 2170 KB, that is total is 2620 kilobytes. So operating system allocates the memory of 0 to 450 KB and free space is 2170. The total of these two memory is 2620 KBs. So consider this table. These are the processes which are based on the arrival time P1, P2, P3, P4 and P5. These are their respective memories and these are the execution time. Let's consider the main memory chart. So this is our main memory. So in this main memory, the operating system consumes 0 to 450 kilobytes. So consider this 450 is used space and remaining is 2170. So from that 2170, our process 1 enters into the memory for execution. So right here P1, and the memory required for P1 is 600 kilobytes. As you can see here, it is 600 kilobytes. So 450 plus 600 kilobytes is 1050. So right here 1050. Now whenever we are considering any process, also consider that this memory which we are going to add one after another should not exceed the total amount of memory, which is 2620, which is addition of 2170 and 450 kilobytes. So next process P2 enters into the main memory. So P2 requires memory of 1000 kilobytes. So 1000 kilobytes plus 1050 becomes 2050, which is still inside the limit of 2620. So we can proceed further. Now the process 3, that is which requires 300 kilobytes, enters. So 2050 plus 300 becomes 2350. 2350 kilobytes. So now process P4 wants to enter into memory for execution. Memory, it wants 700 kilobyte for execution, but we have here only 2620 up to limited space. So if we add 2350 plus 700, then our total memory will be 3050, which is insufficient or more than 2620. So we will left we will keep this till here. This is unallocated memory. Now let's move further. Draw same as it is, the chart as it was. Operating system which allocates 450 kilobytes. Now if we want P4 process to come into execution, then we should swap out any one of these process from the main memory stack. So on what basis to decide that which process should be swapped out? So for this, consider the execution time. So which process has the lowest execution time, that process should be swapped out. So in our case, P1, P2 and P3 are in execution, and the lowest time is taken by P2, that is 4. So we will swap out process P2. And now when we are going to swap out process P2, so we have to make it 0. So minus 4 amount of milliseconds from all the processes, that is 9 minus 4 is equal to 5. 4 minus 4 is equal to 0, and 19 minus 4 is equal to 15. So now process P2 has been ended as its execution is 0. Write P1 as it is. Then keep that P2 block as it is empty. Write P3. Okay. So in place of P2 we have to bring process P4. P4 requires 700 KB for memory for execution. So 1050 plus 700 KB gives 1750. So here our process P4 will reside. The memory allocated for P4 is 1750. That is addition of 1050 plus 700. But our process P5 is still remaining to be executed. So we have to swap out one more process. So draw the same chart once again. This is OS partition 0 to 450. This is okay. Consider this table. In order to swap out any one process, now let's consider again the smallest process which can be swapped out. So in this case, the smallest process is P1, which has 5 units of milliseconds of execution time. So we have to swap out the process number P1. Keep the process P1 block as it is and write down all other blocks. 1050K. Here is P4 1750K. This is the unallocated space, so just shadowed it. Then process 3. And this is again unallocated. So here we have to bring the process number P5. So P5 requires execution time of 14 milliseconds and memory 550 kilobytes. 450 in between 450 and 1050, the process P5, which requires memory of 550 kilobytes, can reside easily. So 450 plus 550 becomes 1000 kilobytes, which is less than 1050, 100 kilobytes. And again we get with unallocated space, which is of 50 kilobytes. So make it unallocated, and here that's it. Our example has been solved, and through this example we can illustrate how processes are swapped out and swapped in in multi-programming fixed task. Thank you very much for watching my video. Guys, I have worked very hard to create this video, so do subscribe, like my video and appreciate my work in form of comments. Thank you so much.